Good morning, all of you. I am very happy to have this opportunity to talk to you after a long time. I also hope to discuss the times we are in or have been through, as many of us are on the road to building our country. I was hoping we could meet like we did during the election, with many people coming to say hello and thank you. However, because of the rainy season, I thought it would be unwise to gather 300,000 or 400,000 people together and risk them getting wet without a chance to talk. That is why we have selected a few representatives from the districts who are here. I believe that what we discuss will reach others through this process. Once again, I would like to extend my warmest congratulations to all of you here. People, we love you. Call Kagame, and I love you too. Our journey is therefore always a series of steps. By steps, I mean both physical and mental actions we must take to advance our country as Rwandans. As you are experiencing the same battle, do you not know? It's only battle. It's another day of fire. The way we live and the way history has unfolded require us to adapt. We are not afraid of war. I will focus on our top priorities: development, infrastructure, health, education, agriculture, and livestock, as well as helping the underprivileged so that they can move forward with us. Regarding our relations with other countries, both in the region and beyond, they have developed tremendously and even we called as our partners. This should continue to be the case. I am convinced that our history and our family are stronger than all of this. Our history is robust. With those who call themselves friends and partners, they lend you one hand while using the other to take from you. They would like you to remain as you are, but they are not concerned about your well-being. Let me tell you about the times we live in. I share these thoughts to build you up. The current times show us what I have just mentioned about how we coexist, partners, and so on. However, in a broader historical context, their actions and relationships with us affect not only Rwanda, but the whole of Africa. We live in the present, and they want us to remain there. For us Rwandans and other Africans, it is easy to remain in the middle, neither dying nor truly living as others do, without cost. I know that the Rwandans who chose this path, along with other Africans, were motivated by the willingness of the people involved. I am speaking about the past 30 years, which have a long and terrible history for our country and our people. Let us remember the loved ones we lost. It is fitting to mention this during the month of commemoration for the genocide against the Tutsi in April. Non-Rwandan actors, whose roles often overshadow those of Rwandans, have contributed to our current situation. They are the ones who continuously harass us. They want to convince you that you should return, since we are not content to remain where we were before our deaths, and do not ask for what is owed to us. Let me address the current situation regarding the war in the Congo. Are you familiar with Congo? Our neighbors have suffered together and are in danger of being colonized by a small country like Rwanda, which is dividing Rwanda into parts. I am here to warn Belgium, which has killed Rwandans for over 30 years. We warned you long ago, and we warn you again. This war in Congo, which people have framed as Rwanda's war, is not Rwanda's war. It reflects the desires of those who are fighting for it. War has its roots in the historical context I mentioned earlier. Some so-called Rwandans have found themselves on the other side of Rwanda's current borders, not where Rwanda placed them. It was not Rwanda that transported them to places like Gizoro in Uganda or Masisi or Rukuri in Congo. For peace to prevail, the inhabitants of the land must say to the people, "Depart, return to your place of habitation. If you will not do this, be cast out from the land of your sojourn." If you want truth or peace like everyone else, you must enlighten people without giving them the opportunity to fight for it. That is the fire I am talking about. If you attempt to take them away and these other countries don't want them there, how can we deal with you? When you lack the limited resources we have, you must rely on your boundless heart and willpower, along with the little resources you possess. This recent war, lasting 3 years, has not left Rwanda at all, as I have stated many times. These forces you see every day include some given to us by fighters in Eastern Congo. You have seen them on TV, and you have witnessed their actions firsthand. These people have killed here, Rwandans, Brothers, the so-called Gakwerere was involved, but he was not the only one. Others have been captured and many have perished in battle. If you look at the FDLR and the Interahamwe, you may ask, how many are there? How many do you want to be a problem? The group that was captured while still in the jungle would have killed many because their ideology was one of genocide against one another. They even followed up with support from the Congolese authorities, broadcasting their killings in broad daylight, as you saw in Goma and elsewhere. Human Rights Watch claimed to believe in human rights, but it seems they apply this belief selectively. Do you think you can categorize me like that? If you condemn people to death for accepting reality, then it is all death for me. You cannot come to me and expect me to kill you. This does not imply that all people are equal or that no one is superior to another. Do you give me life and I live? What do you do? Since when have these Congolese fighters been persecuted? People are ignoring promises made over the years. The war in 2022 has roots that trace back to 2012. The same patterns have repeated throughout the years. Agreements reached with existing governments were not implemented. They seemed to accept those who were entitled to what they deserved. However, the next day, the Congolese government and others were involved, leading to actions that harmed their own people. They have set aside time to help the Interahamwe rebuild. The existence of the Interahamwe from 1994 until recently is not isolated. There are others who continue to threaten lives in Rwanda and remain alive today. How many thousands of UN troops who were in Rwanda when I first learned of them are still in Rwanda, Congo, and elsewhere today? They accompany those who are suffering within us, ensuring we remain unhealed. What is the issue that raises Rwanda's voice every day? We have continued to inform the world about the situation with the United Nations, which is a constant threat to us, attacking us across borders and dropping deadly bombs in Kinyigi and elsewhere. Few people take this seriously. It is not enough to simply build. They are not only supporting the Interahamwe and opposing the disenfranchisement of Congolese, but also attacking. The Congolese president has publicly mentioned this, attacking Rwanda openly and seeking to manipulate the narrative. He has spoken out multiple times, believing that no one would listen, yet he has repeated these statements again. People think that if they can do it, they should care. This is meant to show that he is distributing weapons and mercenaries to those who have come from Europe. These actions are historic. They brought you here and you witnessed them before they left. But they lack knowledge of geography and history. Do these mercenaries know how to choose to kill? Those who sent them deem them illegal under international law, but because they are against Rwanda, they are considered legal. Even before the war, there was no time to consider that this would cause problems. We knew we would have to fight. They are insulting. It is better to confront us directly. They claim that the war in Congo, which has roots in Rwanda, is supported by Rwanda. They rarely discuss it openly. They whisper or avoid the topic about Interahamwe. They want the Interahamwe to return and commit atrocities in Rwanda. When they read that the M23/AFC is supported by Rwanda, they reach for the Interahamwe instead of acknowledging that they are supported by the Congolese army, labeling them as the real fighters for the truth. They cannot claim Interahamwe support from the Congolese government. However, it is easy to assert that Rwanda supports both the AFC and M23. Do you think they are unaware of what they are saying? They know it is their choice. Rwanda is placed in a difficult situation, sanctioned as desired alongside those who colonized Rwanda, Burundi, and Congo. Initially, they united other nations against Rwanda, but some of them are moving in the right direction. I do not want to dwell on this as we try to coexist with some of those I mentioned. Ultimately, Belgium colonized these three countries, claiming they were their cronies. They go to Kinshasa and threaten Rwanda, promising sanctions and urging the world to follow suit. But are you not ashamed, calling the world to unite against Rwanda? The real shame lies in calling for unity against Rwanda. As we sit here, the entire world is gathering around us. Should that not be embarrassing in itself? Let some help us achieve peace, and let us fight for ourselves and live as we see fit. We are equal to them, but they are stronger than us through Congo. This has been the case since the beginning, even before the world began, and we have not fully acknowledged this. They initially rejected our ambassador, claiming he did not perform well in the site of Congo. But who are you? Who appointed you? Rwandans say that you believe in God, even as he appointed us. We remind you that if this is not the case, we will confront you. I speak of those who constantly slander us. They do not cease. They offer us peace, and while I defend you, I tell you, Rwandans, that we want to be Rwandan, not Belgian. Let us wash away those who have yet to prove their worth. Now I tell you the truth, I have nothing to lose. Even if our way is not the same as others, we should remain true to ourselves. We live with people in peace, doing what we must, focusing on what is important to us. That is how I feel. I do not know if others share this sentiment. Rwandans must come together, understand our path, and unite different ideas to work for our country while confronting those who wish to destroy us. Let me tell you that living the way you want to live comes at a cost. It is akin to saving this country in 1994, which has cost people their lives. The saints laid down their lives for the land to be as it should be. I do not believe people will choose the easy path. Some in Swahili call it kufunga, mkanda. Rwandans are ready to close their belts. We have the right to protest. I don't know if it is the will that is lacking, but it certainly isn't absent. This is how they shout, "We will impose sanctions." Those who are responsible to solve problems are the ones discussing sanctions against Rwanda. They know the truth, but since someone else has asked you to make decisions, there's a vested interest involved. They do not explain what you can do to avoid sanctions. They do not provide a complete answer because they ignore the organizations that have caused pain. I urge you to continue on your journey. We do not want to be late, but if someone tries to kill you, what do you do? There is a saying that if you are struck on one cheek, you should turn the other cheek and pray for your survival. To me, you will never return where you came from. That is my religion, F. The problems we face are immense. Rwanda was once a failed state. We reached a point where the country was no longer a country. Some were disappointed, wishing for a return to past states that we cannot revisit. We must continue forward despite opposition. I urge us to maintain our pace, improve the quality of life, and address the issues neglected by various departments. We must fill the void left by those who wish us well. Do not let frustration hinder you. Instead, let it be your strength to move forward. We are in a battle we must fight together, and we will not be defeated. If we are not dead by then, how can that be possible? Nothing could happen to us now worse than what has already occurred. Do not be afraid. But if you fear death, the fear cannot save you from dying. The fear that seeks to kill you, fight it.
Ababigizemo uruhare batari abanyarwanda kandi bagize uruhare runini ndetse ruruta rw'abanyarwanda muri ayo mateka yatumye ibintu bimera gutyo. Niba abo ngabo n'uyu munsi bakidukurikirana batubuza amahwemo ndetse banakuziza ko uva hahandi udapfuye ntukire, ibyo bakabikuziza kubera ko wavuye muri wa mwanya bagushyizemo wo kudapfa ntukire, ibyo ukagomba kubyishyura. Ese bagashaka kukwereka ko bagomba kugusubiza aho ngaho. Reka mvuge kuri iki gihe turimo n'izi ntambara zo muri Congo. Congo murayizi, abaturanyi twagize ibyago hamwe, buriya dufite ibyago bimwe ariko bo bahisemo kutabyumva. Ibyago bimwe dufite ni ukuba twarakoronejwe n'agahugu gato nk'u Rwanda, ndetse ako gahugu kagatema u Rwanda kakarucamo ibice kugira ngo rungane nkako. Ubwo ni Ububiligi mvuga, kandi aza kubwihanangiriza. Ndabisubira. Ububiligi bwishe u Rwanda bukica Abanyarwanda amateka aya yose arenze 30 gusa, imyaka 30 gusa, rukajya rutugarukaho rukongera abasigaye rukongera rukabica. Twarabihanangirije kuva kera, turaza kubihanangiriza n'ubu ngubu. Iyi ntambara ya Congo, abantu bagiye bakagira iy'u Rwanda. Ntabwo iyi ntambara ari iy'u Rwanda, ntabwo ari u Rwanda rwayitangiye, ahubwo icyo abayitangiye bashakaga nicyo turwana nacyo. Ni nacyo ndi bubabwire. Iyi ntambara ifite inkomoko igenda ikagaruka kuri ayo mateka nari maze kuvuga. Abantu bitwa Abanyarwanda bamwe bagiye bisanga hakurya y'imipaka tuzi ubu ngubu y'u Rwanda. Ntabwo ari u Rwanda rwabatwayeyo, ntabwo ari Abanyarwanda batwaye, ntabwo ari u Rwanda rwatwaye Abanyarwanda muri za Gisoro muri Uganda, ahantu hitwa Gisoro hano. Ntabwo ari u Rwanda rwatwaye Abanyarwanda muri za Masisi, muri za Rucuro na Heha. Ntabwo ari u Rwanda rwabajyanyeyo. Kugira ngo rero noneho aho bisanze, abo muri ibyo bihugu babe babwira abantu ngo nimuhaguruke musubire aho mukwiriye kuba muri mu Rwanda. Niba ushaka kubikora, birukanane n'ubutaka bwabo bagumyeho. Ariko niba ukoresha ukuri cyangwa niba ushaka amahoro nkawe nk'uko abantu bose bayashaka, ugomba guha abantu uburenganzira bwabo. Byanze bikunze, iyo utabuhaye abantu, udahaye abantu uburenganzira bwabo, baraburwanira. Ni wa muriro navugaga. Hanyuma rero iyo uje kubikururamo noneho Abanyarwanda, u Rwanda rukazira ko ibyo bihugu bindi bidashaka abo bantu bariyo, twagira duteze, turahangana nawe. Iyo udafite n'amikoro nk'uko n'ayacu n'ubundi afite ahagarukira, ukoresha umutima utagira aho ugarukira, ubushake butagira aho bugarukira, na bike mu mikoro ufite. iyi ntambara y'ejo bundi imaze imyaka ngira ngo irenze 3 ntabwo yavuye mu Rwanda na busa. Ibyo nayo babwiye ntabwo nirwa mbitindaho, sinirwa mbisubiramo, ariko ziriya ntera hamwe mwumva buri munsi, mubona buri munsi, n'ejo bundi hari izo twahawe n'abarwana mu burasirazuba bwo muri Congo. Mwarabonye kuri za television, abandi mwarabonye n'amaso yanyu. Abo bantu bisha abantu hano, uwitwa ninde ni Gakwerere, Gakwerere yisha abantu, yisha abavandimwe, yisha abanyarwanda, ariko si we gusa, nuko ari we wafashwe ejo bundi. Abandi baguye ku rugamba. Abo bantu byaragiye biba kuvuga ngo iyo uvuze FDLR, iyo uvuze interahamwe, bakavuga ngo ariko abo ngabo ngo muvuga ngo ni bangahe, ushaka ko baba bangahe se kugira ngo babe ikibazo? Gakwerere uriya bafashwe ejo bundi yari kumwe, bamwe bataye ubuzima bwabo, abandi bakiri mu mashyamba. Wamubaramo abantu benshi, kuko ni ideology ya genocide, yo kwicana. Ndetse bagiye hariya bagakuririza, n'ubuyobozi bumwe bwo muri Congo bukabashyigikira, bukayiririmba, bukabigisha no ku maradiyo, bakica abantu ku manywa y'ihangwe, ku mugaragaro mwarabibonye, aho zagoma n'ahandi hose. Bisha abantu ku manywa y'ihangwe, ariko bajya kuvuga ngo ariko ngo aba bandi bajya bavuga ngo bemera human rights, biraho ntazi byinshi. Bemera human rights za bamwe, ariko iz'abandi bakwiriye gupfa. Ukabona ko wanshyira muri abo ngabo nkabyemera? Washyira abantu mu bagomba gupfa bakabyemera, bakagutegereza kuza kubica? Byose ko ari ugupfa se nanone? Napfa ndwana nawe? Ntabwo wansanga ndaho gusa ngo ntegereje ko uri buza kunyica, ndakwica nanjye. Ibyo rwose icyo nicyo kisubira kwerekana abantu bose ikiremwa ni bamwe, nta muntu uruta undi. Ntabwo waza kumpimira ubuzima bwanjye ngomba kubaho, wowe urabikora nkandi, ubwo rero byarangira gutyo. Aba barwana muri Congo batotejwe kuva ryari, ndetse buriya abantu nuko birengagiza amasezerano yabaye mu myaka, iyi ntambara ibaye ejo bundi mu 2022 byari byabaye no mu 2012. Imyaka 10 hagati itarashira intambara zongera zabaye, ariko ari icyo gihe cya 2012 na mbere yaho aba bantu bagiye bumvikana na za leta zari ziriho bagera kuri byinshi barumvikana nta na kimwe kigeze gishyira mu bikorwa ariko ubwo kumvikana ni ukuvuga ko bemeraga ko aba bantu bafite ukuri kwabo bagomba guhabwa ariko ejo bundi biraza birivanga bijyamo ya ideology navugaga bijyamo leta ya Congo noneho bijyamo n'abandi banyafurika ko bateye sinkuzi baragenda bajya ku ruhande rwa leta kuyifasha kwica abantu bayo bajya ku ruhande